Hey guys, welcome back to Film Wish. Today we'll talk about Big Ed's first date with Kaory, 90 Day Fiancé The Single Life Season 2. Let's head into it. Big Ed is crying some big tears. A supposedly dramatic shootout took place during Big Ed's date on 90 Day Fiancé The Single Life, but the scene wasn't as compelling as TLC had hoped. One of the most dramatic moments in the last few episodes took place when controversial cast member Big Ed Brown was on a date, but viewers were less than impressed by the so-called dangerous shootout. Overall, a lot of fans are tired of Ed's storyline, and a recent attempt to make viewers interested completely flopped. In fact, there are a number of reasons why viewers didn't find the supposedly dramatic ordeal to be all that terrifying. Big Ed returned to the 90 Day Fiancé spin-off after his breakup with Liz Woods. He's supposedly looking to find love all over again, though his storyline has already been spoiled. It turns out that many fans already know that Ed and Liz got engaged and announced it on social media weeks ago, which makes viewers upset that Ed was included in season 2 at all. Though Ed said he'd turn over a new leaf when it comes to dating younger women, he's still pursuing women over a decade younger than him. His latest love interest, Kaory, is 38 years old, and they just had their first date on the show. But halfway through the date, gunshots rang outside the cafe, prompting Ed and Kaory to end up taking cover together. However, it turns out that this shootout wasn't anything that serious. Ed later explained that it was just a miscommunication between two law enforcement agencies and not a drug-related drive-by shooting. At this point in the franchise, viewers are used to producers staging scenarios and scenes on the show, so the cliffhanger at the end of the episode didn't actually have anyone worried. Most 90 Day Fiancé fans expected the moment was more of the same, an overblown incident designed to boost interest in the show. This is a typical boy who cried wolf scenario, because even if it had been serious, viewers still would have been skeptical. Big Ed tells the cameras that he feels closer to Kaory after the scary situation during the episode. He asks her, "Do you want to come back to my hotel room so you can calm down?" She said, "Thank you." Big Ed explained that he invited her back to the hotel because he didn't want her to go home alone. He added, "And to be quite honest, I don't want to be alone right now either." To the camera, Big Ed said this was our first date, and by an act of whatever, she ends up in my arms, crying. "This probably brought us closer together. She was afraid, and I was there to comfort her. So there could be a silver lining to this. No one wanted this to happen, but you know, things happen for a reason." When Kaory arrives at Big Ed's hotel room, they talk about how the situation has changed their outlook on life. Kaory thinks it could be a moment to transform. There are also other factors that had fans rolling their eyes. In general, it's hard for viewers to feel concerned about Ed because he's been so problematic in the past, and he hasn't gotten any less controversial this season. As a result, fans instantly assumed that Ed was making a bigger deal of the incident than he needed to, and suspected he used it to his advantage. In fact, Ed was insistent that Kaory come back to his hotel with him until she had calmed down. Ed has been slammed by fans in the past, and it was no different this time. Most viewers just assumed the event was completely blown out of proportion by producers, and thought Ed took advantage of it in a creepy way. Kaory agrees to go on second date with Big Ed. After talking together in the 90 Day Fiancé star's hotel room, Kaory agrees to a second date. Big Ed says, "Perhaps Kaory has some feelings for me, and as bad as the shooting was, it will always be a part of us. So this is an opportunity for us to take that and really build on it." Kaory invites Big Ed, his mother, and his dog Teddy to have a coffee in a garden near her home for the second date. Big Ed says, "We are starting a foundation to possibly fall in love, but then how does it work?" He mused. "Like, where do I live? How much money am I gonna need? There's a lot of moving parts to love, but I hope that Kaory was able to see a side of me that I care about her." This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future.